Good morning, everyone. We are back with more Barnstable This Morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live on the phone, I welcome our Chief of Police, Paul MacDonald. Chief, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Such a nice day out there. Nice to have that humidity all gone.
It's beautiful out there today.
So, Chief, a number of things to review today. First, I was reading in the paper yesterday and today the story about the gentleman who was taking memorial flags from the Exit 5 overpass. Tell me a little bit about what happened here.
Mr. Hickman, he's from Plymouth. Believe it or not, he lives in Plymouth. He drove all the way down here to Exit 5, Route 149, to remove the flag and the banners from the overpass. According to him, he is a volunteer for the Department of Transportation, Mass Department of Transportation, which I did not know they even had volunteers. And for whatever reason, he thought he found it to be offensive. The flags up there, he took upon himself to remove the flags. What he did not know, as he was doing that, as he was in the process of removing the flags, a Detective Ginnity was just happening to be driving by in his unmarked cruiser. Stopped, called the station. They confronted him. He was subsequently arrested for 4 counts of malicious destruction of property. And while they're having a conversation with him, this is the 4th time that's happened, and he admitted to doing it all 4 times. And I'm not sure if the gentleman has some mental health issues or for whatever reason, but he just took it upon himself to remove all the banners from the overpass.
Sure, and I would surmise that his volunteer position with MassDOT is self-appointed.
That's well put. That's very well put.
So, Chief, obviously I know he was in court earlier this week. He pled not guilty to several charges, and he'll be back in court later on. But what's the violation here?
Well, the injury to real personal property, it's a felony. It's a felony in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I mean, it is punishable by up to 3 years in the state prison. He has absolutely no record whatsoever. He was cooperative with us. He did give a full statement, and his explanation was simply that he was a volunteer for DOT, and that's why he did it. To me, that's unacceptable. But he'll probably be given some type of community service if he's found guilty. He will not do any time for this at all, based on his record.
Indeed, and let's hope he doesn't try to do it again.
Exactly.
Hopefully we get the message.
And we did call
across.
Plymouth. We called up along there. If they had similar incidents along Route 3, perhaps they should also be looking at him.
Absolutely, keeping an eye on that. Chief, so I understand, too, there's been a rash of commercial B&Es lately. What's going on here? Yeah,
in the last couple of weeks, we've had 3 commercial breaks in the Centerville area. I mean, this is very, very unusual for us. We haven't had B&Es in the town for a number of months now. But in the last week, we had a break at the Daily Paper, which is located in West Main Street. Somebody broke in through the rear door, and there was some money in the cash drawer, preparation for the next day doing business, and that money was taken. Then Captain Sam's Treasures, they sell those electric bikes on Route 28 in the Centerville Plaza there. Somebody broke in there, and they stole one of the electric bikes. Those are great bikes, and they're extremely expensive.
They're a couple $1,000s for
those
electric bikes.
Exactly. We have a couple of our mountain bikes. We have 3 of them, and I think we pay like $2,200 a piece for them.
Yeah.
Then the Centerville Mobile Station, Saturday night and Sunday morning, somebody crashed through the front door, the glass front door, and they just went in. They grabbed the cash register off the counter and drove off with the cash register. The cash register was subsequently located down by Old Stage Road and the Service Road. So we're looking at it, but it's very, very unusual. Detectives are on and trying to find out what the heck is going on.
Is there any belief, Chief, that these robberies could be connected in any way?
I would imagine. I have not talked to the Detective Division Commander, but based on the close proximity where they all happen in Centerville. They all happen right around the same time. I would probably say it's the same individual or individuals.
Indeed, and probably some security camera tape, at least at one of these places.
We do have some security cameras. We do have a picture of a couple of individuals that we are definitely looking at. But the problem is some of them, it's difficult to make them out. But we will make the arrest.
Sure, and I would guess that all of these were kind of forcibly entered, whether glass broken or locks compromised.
Right.
So
the back door was kicked in a couple of them. Glass doors in front of them. The mobile station, they're right in through the front door. I mean, Route 28 is right there. It's a busy road. Even 11, 12 o'clock at night, it's a busy road, well-traveled road, and they broke in right through the front door. They had a baseball bat. They smashed the front door with the baseball bat. We did recover the bat. We did recover the cash register. And with those items, we're trying to get some forensics off of those. BCI has those items now, looking at them.
Great. So just perhaps a warning to Centerville businesses to be on extra alert.
Absolutely.
In case that happens again. So, Chief, I want to talk a little bit about the homeless issue. I feel like we haven't talked about that in a while. I know that the Town Council Homelessness Subcommittee has been meeting, and there has been word of a plan that is set forth by a couple of folks running for office, talking about perhaps creating some different solutions for that. And I know that the Homeless Committee met last night, and that plan was unveiled. So tell me what you know about the latest iteration of this plan.
At the meeting last night, it was a night that Mr. Chiavi, General Chiavi and Councilor Crocker made their presentation of what they're looking at. And what they're looking at is developing a permanent supportive housing. And what they're basically saying is moving directly from the emergency shelter right into permanent supportive housing. It's a good plan. It's a piece of the puzzle. I do not think that it's a solution to the homeless problem that we have here in Hyannis, but it certainly is a piece of the puzzle that will go a long way in solving the problem, but it's not in and of itself. It's not going to do the job. And the other thing is, we have so many of these different committees working. We have the Transitional Living Center Committee working, we had the subcommittee for town council working, and now we have these two individuals out on their own. And we have to get everybody together, all sitting at the same table and all coming up and sharing ideas. We've been looking at this for the past 2 or 3 years. It goes all the way back to the Main Street Initiative, 8 or 9 years ago. And a lot of people have a lot of information, a lot of experience. And some of these people, we're not gathering the intelligence we should be, or the information from these individuals, and we can't all be going on 3, 4, 5 different directions. We all should be working together. And we all have pieces to the puzzle, and if we all come together, maybe we can get everything fit together and get this problem solved. And my big thing, and I mentioned it last night, is we just have to be very, very, very careful. We do not want to create a bigger problem than what we already have. We've come a long way. Over this past summer, a lot of things have been put in place to manage the problem, not to solve the problem, but to manage the problem, particularly in downtown Hyannis. And I think everybody's doing a real good job.
Absolutely, and you're really right, Chief. I think that for so many years there have been many folks working on this,
Right.
having ideas, having meetings, having separate meetings, everybody kind of pitching ideas, and it's certainly, I think it's time to, as you say, kind of gather a little bit more hard data and really start to implement some of these solutions. I think that.
And we can go a long way. We've made some huge strides forward in the right direction, and we have to continue going there. But we just have to be careful. We do not want to make this problem worse than it already is.
Absolutely. And what are we seeing, now that we're at the end of the summer, what are we seeing in terms of numbers, in terms of camps? I mean, how is it out there in terms of the number of homeless people in the downtown Hyannis area?
Well, I don't think it's changed, from year to year. It's just being managed much better. We're on top of it with the street crime unit out there, community impact unit out there, CSOs out there. We are always constantly monitoring the camp. We're not allowing the camps to really get a foothold in there. Plus, we have all the outreach workers out there getting the people. I think just like last week or the week before that, they got 9 people into housing. So there is definitely a difference being made out there. Noah Shelter does not seem to be getting filled up as much as it used to. So that's where the progress is being made. We're starting to dissuade people from coming down here, and that's what we want. I don't want to be mean-spirited, but we do not want to be the mecca for homeless individuals in southeastern Massachusetts.
I think that's not malicious at all. That's a good thing to say. We certainly want to be able to help the folks, but
Absolutely.
not be a magnet for the issue.
Absolutely, we want to help our own, but every community has to step up because every community has this problem.
Absolutely. So, Chief, anything else going on over the past week? How are things in terms of call volume, et cetera, as we get into the fall season?
Well, we're definitely coming to the end of the summer, so the call volume is going to dissipate a little bit, but not by much. We stay busy year-round, but with the weather, Main Street is busy, the weekends are still busy, the bar rooms and restaurants are still full, so and we'll keep going. And the end of summer now really isn't until sometime in the middle of October. It doesn't end on Labor Day like it used to. Columbus Day now probably is the end of summer for us.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Chief, I thank you so much for joining us here on Barnstable This Morning. Always a pleasure to talk with you, and we will check in with you again next Tuesday. Have a great day.
Talk to you then. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks much. Chief of Police Paul MacDonald joining us as he does every Tuesday morning. Going to head over to the airport in just a few minutes, but first, Captain Gary Brown has today's Barnstable This Morning.